And the Republicans are saying, hey, we just slipped this in. This is the rookie, Ryan, the guy who thinks he knows more than the world. We ought to put guys like that and say, go home, read a book, and learn something, then come back.
Yeah, Paul Ryan and Scott Walker, the governor of Wisconsin, both in the same state. They must have been eating sour cheese or something.
Let's go back and you look at the guy Walker of Wisconsin. What does he do? Not is he only going to tie it to the workers in Wisconsin, but he wants to do away with collective bargaining, which was the foundation for this country to get the work. It was one of the founding blocks.
Come in until the 30s.
One of the founding blocks of this country to protect children, slave labor, and things like that. And now this Wisconsin governor, another dimwit, says, let's do away with collective bargaining. And then a judge, a Republican judge, and another one was running for something.
They're running for the state Supreme Court. And the shows you how stupid it is when you have people running for election to be a Supreme Court justice.
People in Wisconsin then woke up, and the guy had been an incumbent around for years, almost got beat. And the other job went to a woman who happens to be a Democrat and is for
there was one seat. The incumbent won the seat by like
That's
14,
tragic. And you got this guy's governor of Wisconsin, and he.
Let me ask you this.
Ryan,
let me just ask you this:
dummies.
How much collective bargaining opportunities do federal employees have?
They have NARP.
Zero.
Zero. Oh, you're wrong.
Zero.
They have the National Association.
Do they bargain for? Can they bargain for salary?
They can bargain on salary and about percentage. They can.
No, they can't.
I belonged to NARF for 36 years.
NARF, yeah. What is
the
collective bargaining opportunity?
Of retired federal employees.
They have
they have lobbyists. They go to Capitol Hill.
They have lobbyists. They do all that.
They talk about it.
They don't have collective bargaining.
They sit down across the table.
They have an easy place to go to work for. Treasury Department have employees. They have their own union. And Congressman Hoyer, our congressman from the 5th District, is great for the government employees and protects their interests and the percentages that they get on their salaries.
We ought to find a topic you can feel passionate about. I don't know if there is something.
I'm passionate about two things. I think that I would like to see it go the right way. And the right way is that you take care of the needs of the people of this country. And you don't only go into a selection group and say, you made $1 billion, keep all that money here. Here's a couple $100,000 more you might need. And the millionaire, the same thing. What you do is you do a fairness deal. You want to tax the middle class the way they tax us? Fine. Tax the other group the same way. Maybe because they make more money, hit them with another percentage point. You make over $250,000, tap them a little bit harder.
Now he's getting personal.
Yeah. I think it is. I think it's, really
I'm thinking collectively. I don't talk to anybody that makes over $250,000 except possibly you two. I don't think the mayor does.
Yeah.
He votes against his own best interest. I can't understand that.
Well, anyway. I'm glad you brought your tag with you.
I'll give you the final word on the
final word still is that the executive and the Congress have to have enough backbone to look at the budget, look at the special interest groups, look at the entitlement programs and say, this we will continue, this we will not. At some point in time, somebody's got to be the adult, whether it's going to be the president, whether it's going to be somebody in the Senate, or whether it's going to be somebody in the House. Somebody's got to get, and then somebody's going to have to build a consensus around it, because the one sure way to go to hell in a handbasket is to do nothing and let the debt just overwhelm this nation. Right now, we are at you're talking about people making lots of money. The debt on this country now is over $14 trillion. I'm not even sure there's $14 trillion in the world. And nobody seems to see it as an urgency. It is such a, all week I heard, it's a crisis and we're going to have this apocalypse if we don't do. What's the Congress do? They just left for a 2-week vacation. Now, where's the urgency?
It's just numbers. About pain and suffering. That's the important thing. About helping out people. Numbers.
Yeah. Bottom line is somebody's got to do it, and somebody show me who the statesman is on the House
Well,
side
it's
or the
Ron
Senate side.
Paul,
Or
the son of the Bachman woman. They're going to form a committee, and we'll all be over our heads in water.
Well, for the shutdown showdown, the adult was the president. It brought the people together, banged their heads, and they got a solution. So
Sure did. All right, what about at the state level now? Earlier, I had a conversation with some people, and they suggested that in the gubernatorial race, that the comptroller is going to make a run at becoming governor.
we'll defer to the person that knows the comptroller better than
She
anyone.
believes that the comptroller might do it.
not to be in the spot or anything.
No.
You know, he says all the time how happy he is being comptroller, and he truly is. He enjoys the job. He's good at it. He's making the rounds. He's working hard at it. I do think that, and I'm just surmising, but I do think he feels that he can accomplish even more as governor than as comptroller. So I think when the time is appropriate, he will explore a run for governor. I think there are a number of Democrats. I don't even know who in the Republican Party may do the same. But there are a number of Democrats that are also going to do the same thing. And as they should explore the possibility. They'll have different strengths and different weaknesses, and we'll have a good primary in a few years.
Will he be able to raise the money needed to run in the gubernatorial
I'm sure
race?
that'll be part of the equation. And
Didn't you see that ad on your state tax return?
It's a-
Check
look,
here to send $200 to
you
my
turn
campaign.
it over and it says send extra. Well, I was then thinking when you talked about the comptroller, and I also recall that he was the one that beat William Donald Schaefer, who, as we well know, passed away yesterday, and was a civil servant that worked very hard and long for the state of Maryland. So, I certainly think the four of us believe that William Donald did some great things for the state of
He was
Maryland.
a pain in the neck, but he got things done.
He did.
But I think, Mike, I'm just making a guess. I see him probably jumping in the race, and there's probably going to be half a dozen or more good candidates in the Democratic primary. But I'm like you. I haven't heard anybody on the Republican primary that, to jump in the Republican primary.
And
The
I
guy
don't
at the
think-
hardware store who works aisle 14 might jump in for Republicans.
And I don't think Ehrlich will do it again.
Well, I think that's pretty
that guy that I know you're talking about is too sane to run. The Republic will get someone who just swung out of the seat.
I think Francho's got to be considered, a formidable candidate. So the fellow from Howard County, the county executive.
Ken Ullman.
Ken Ullman is doing good things up there and is building a statewide reputation. Of course, you got the current lieutenant governor, who will probably be seen, I guess, as the horse to chase, at least initially.
The Attorney General.
Yeah.
Yeah, Attorney General's already kind of made it clear to everybody that he's going to be a candidate.
And is raising lots of money.
Has $3 million in the bank, and will probably raise another $3 million this year.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow.
So I
didn't know
think that's going to be an interesting thing to watch over the next.
But then there's the
20
mystery candidate who can actually take everybody if he runs.
Who's that?
Paul Ryan, he's moving to Maryland.
Dutch Ruppersberger.
Ooh, Dutch
Dutch
Ruppersberger.
Really?
Congressman
I know he's been in Congress for the last 10, 12 years.
Hadn't
but,
heard that,
Yeah, he came out of
I'm a fan.
Baltimore County.
He's Baltimore County executive,
Yeah.
2 terms. and
Yeah.
County
Yeah,
councilman,
I've
2
always
terms.
heard good things about him. I mean, people, were very kind in their comparisons to him and, and the way he does things. But
I mean, there's no Baltimore candidate in the race. The Baltimore media market is 2/3 of the Democratic primary. A bunch of Washington area
Yeah.
folks running.
Wow.
He's always wanted to be governor. He wanted to run when Kathleen was the nominee, and was told not to, and was always sorry ever since then that he didn't do it.
And very popular in Baltimore County.
yeah,
Okay.
like I say, he's a very personable guy. People seem to like him.
Absolutely.
He seems a pretty moderate guy.
And I'm not sure there may not be a candidate from Prince George's County,
Besides Anthony?
besides Anthony,
Who? Oh, besides Anthony.
besides
You talk about
Lieutenant Governor
Rashawn?
Brown.
I think
A
maybe
little soon, maybe, but
A little soon.
you never know.
It all depends on what happens in the next 12, 18 months. I mean, I like what Rashawn has done from the get-go. I'm really impressed with his commitment to economic development and moving in that direction and trying to bring people together. And unlike some of the people that have inherited that office, I see him around the county actually interacting with people, acting with Bowie. I see him with the different chambers of commerce. I see him with education people. And he's not just talking in abstract things. He's sitting there asking, well, what do you think? How can we make this better?
He did some great things in his speech about talking about Bowie, the city, and that we should be the bellwether for all other municipalities.
He was very gracious
he
when he was
gave
here.
the mayor some great compliments, and I was
Very perceptive of him.
Well, sure, he's a smart guy. I was just
and he was very
thinking
passionate too, almost as passionate as you.
No, I don't think he was that passionate, but I'm sure he's good and passionate. But
yeah.
Well, what about now? It's May 7th is the opening of the new municipal center.
Right.
Tell us about it. What's
Beautiful,
going on?
It's a beautiful building. We're in operation as of April 19th. We'll be operating out of the new building. It's 80,000 square feet. The ground floor is dedicated to the police department. The remaining pillars for general city operation. I think when you walk in there, the first reaction is going to be, this is the nicest, most professional office, government facility, or maybe even office building in the county. It is incredibly well done. The young architect that put this out has done an incredible job. And I think people are going to like it. And the thing I like about it, unlike you passionate people, it's the people's building. Unlike a lot of the other government buildings, you're not going to have to go through metal detectors and all that stuff to come into your building. I mean, there is some subtle security there, and there will be like a little place where you check in and get a badge, but we're going to treat you like it's your building. Unless until you come up. But I think it's going to be great. That building will be there for 100 years, I think. It's well laid out, and for example, the police department, we're up to 52 people. They have space allocated, growth potential up to about 80 or 90 people. So they've got 10, 20 years worth of growth potential there.
Okay, we just got the wrap, and in thinking about the new building again, and I know that
May 7th.
Yeah, May 7th.
Saturday from 10 to noon. Come on by for a grand opening.
Okay.
Bring all your friends.
Anything else that you'd like to say? Either one of you.
Tomorrow I'm going to be opening tax returns with the comptroller.
Oh. And what now? You're independently in your law business now.
Yes.
It's Lynn Scarpon, the firm, and you're still with O'Malley, O'Malley and Lucci.
All those guys.
All those guys. Okay.
And I'm just hanging around.
You're still the mayor, and
I just want someday to be passionate like you.
Place.
You're my role model.
I like the little people, and I always wanted to make over $250,000, but I was only getting those 2% interest things, and they cost.
That's why we hang around with Lynn and Lynn.
Well, that's good.
It did.
Lawyers should make more money.
Yeah.
They have a lot of things going for them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We'll have another Talk of the Town very shortly.
As soon as you calm down.
And I'm hoping that President Obama pursues the budget for the people. And I keep getting the guy's name wrong, Boehner, the Speaker of the House. And I hope he doesn't cry and he wakes up and tries to do it a little better. Good night.